Hey, welcome to another clip view video. Today we're going to be looking at some better mounting positions for our devices, like our phones, maybe our tablets, an action camera if you're into that. And we're filming it in this Jeep. Today we're going to be looking at a company I've never heard of before. It's called Bulletpoint Mounting Solutions. Literally, that's their title they're going on here. Oh man. And lighting in the Jeep or any vehicle for making videos is hard. Like I said, 3 things you need to make a video: light, microphone, and a camera. That makes the whole video. Oh, alright, anyways. So we're going to be focusing on the quality of this, because it's in my title. Every quality has a story, so I'm sure this quality is going to show us exactly if it's good or if it's bad, and I get to demonstrate it for you. So I'll show you the project. Now I'm going to swing the camera around and we're going to get this installed, and then I'll let you guys let me know what you guys think. Get better lighting on that for you. So that is their logo right there. Comes in this box right here. There's all their social media, so Facebook. What else we got? Twitter, YouTube. I'm sure they got other ones. All right, so. Let's see. So when we open it up, it has a nice foam. We have a sticker. And my lighting's going everywhere. That's better. Alright. We have important tips. It says it's tough, solid, and secure. Yeah, there are videos out there on YouTube on doing this, but they don't really show how to install it, or not very well. That's how I view it. So the first thing that threw me off was this guy right here. Like I said, we're gonna go through this one by one. This guy right here. Wow, lighting sucks. So this right here. This, I thought was just a keychain. It's actually a tool. So instead of those twisting the knobs by hand, you do that to get it to a certain tightness, and then you're going to use this to pry or twist just to get it even more tighter. So I thought that was pretty cool. They called that the F-it tool, which I thought, okay. Not really what I would be naming a tool. They do give you a little card here, so you can scan that with your phone and it'll take you right there. That's how I figured out what this was. In fact, a lot of their stuff I've ended up having to go on scanning codes and figuring out what goes what and what is this and what is that. How do you do this? Because the booklet only goes in so far for details. I mean, don't get me wrong, something's better than nothing, but yeah, pretty much says, okay, remove the cover, remove bolts. I'm putting in the bottom metal tray with 4 self-tapping screws, which I don't know if we really need to do self-tapping screws when we have 2 of, we're just reusing the OE screws. So, but okay, we'll see. And then you reapply the 6 screws for the top cover to mount to the bottom cover. So, to me it seems like it should be easy. Alright. The next item I had, which I thought was interesting, is this. I mean, it's not a, I thought it was a bullet. I was like, what? And it does have their logo on it. Let's see if I can. There you go. But what it is it's actually a bottle opener. I thought maybe a whistle, but no, it's a bottle opener. So I was like, okay. It's a nice feature. Nice conversation piece. It is metal. It's pretty solid. Yeah. I want to scare somebody, that would do it. They do supply a screwdriver. And Phillips. Pretty decent. Yeah, get some good grip on it. So it feels good in the hand. So I give it a plus for that. I always like when the company gives you tools to use. They give you a wrench. Looks like an 8 and a 7 on here. So if you want to use your own tools, I'm guessing that is what you would be needing. I'm not a tool expert. Alright. Then it says scan to see how to use the ruby grid nuts. So they have their own little, I don't know how well that's going to show up, so I'll take that out. They give you the 4 tap-in screws, 4 of these small threaded short bolts. So they're not screws. So you're not screwing anything. You're clamping it down with a nut or self-tapped threads in the actual device. So go ahead and get this one out so you guys can go ahead and scan this with your phone if you want to. Let me put the light up on that. This is not really. There we go. So that's what I was speaking of. So if you want to, you can scan that. I hope my audio is coming good. I'm using a new mic setup here, so I'm still using my lavalier mic down there, but I'm also using a new DJI Mic Me, I believe it is. So it gives me a little wireless thing, because how I was doing this before is the cord attached to the camera, and yeah, it was not very fun. Alrighty. So we'll put the hardware back in this bag real quick. And we're going to move on. I'll probably look goofy filming this in my Jeep, but that's okay. Alrighty. Tools, the effort tool, the bullet. So they give you 2 of these. And these are they have a pattern on them. I don't know if this camera's going to be able to pick up on it. And then these bolt down, so this is, it's like think of like a socket joint type deal. That's how this is designed to work. So got 2 of those guys. They give you a mount for your action camera, so I thought that was pretty nice. And there's where it would mount to that socket ball thing, so that's going to be interesting. So far, I already messed with it, so I know that it grabs wherever you put it. There is no slop, no play in it. There's your phone mount, and yes, this does expand. It's kind of hard to do when I'm holding my own lighting. And the same type of ball and socket joint on this. And then here's your arm. It is real carbon fiber, and you can get different colors of this. Obviously it'd be a separate purchase. I will try to leave a link in the description for you guys, and that's what's gonna help us out with the phone mount. And then our last piece is this. So this is their Ruby grid, which will allow you to mount this wherever you would like, so you are not stuck with mounting in one area. I thought that was very nice. So we'll see how that works. Obviously I got 6 screws I'm going to have to remove. I see that there's that. Now it looks like that's double-sided tape, but I'm not really sure. It doesn't even say what brand they're using. I'm just probably going to leave it on there as some cushioning, so it probably will be a nice little noise dampener so it's not rattling around, because that's so annoying on a vehicle. Oh, the Jeep just shut off my power. Alright, so I guess we're flashlights and gonna get this done. Alright, so that's everything that's in the box. Like I said, it comes with this nice soft foam. Everything is metal in here. I don't feel any plastic. There is some soft touch rubber, which is going to be right here on this phone mount. Obviously on the back of those. And that's it. They give you some really nice knobs for grabbing on. So that's really nice. The tool they gave us, what they call the F-it tool, this is what's going to use to tighten this up. So, you know, it goes on and then you just turn the tool and it'll turn this, so you're not, you know, you can only tighten these so much with your hand. So the F-it tool goes on here. It's really bad names. I feel like I'm cursing on the camera here. I try not to, but anyways. And that's how you would give it a little more crank to, you know, torque it down more. I don't really see it really needing to be cranked down that tight unless you're having like a heavy camera you're mounting here, maybe the tablet. But I mean, I have a iPhone 15 Pro Max and it didn't even move it. So give me a second while I adjust you guys and we get a nice view down on the dashboard here. Alright, so using my flashlight on my phone to do this. This is where it's going to mount. So here's the driver's side. Here's the passenger side. It's this tiny little cubby thing with a removable mat that just comes right out. It's got a nice design. I like that. That's really nice. Shame that they say we're not going to use it. So we'll just take that out. And then down here, here we got a bolt, and then on the other side we have a bolt. Don't know if I can bring you any. Yeah, there you go. There's the bolt we have to remove. And then we're going to just reuse the factory hardware. So, that's a Phillips. So we need to remove these. And they're not too tight, but I can remove it with this. So that's not bad. Obviously, when you're working on a vehicle, try to remember where your screws and bolts go. Luckily, this is easy peasy. It's not going to be that hard, but still. Don't want to lose these because we're going to be reusing these. I also like to clean out my area if it is dirty, so it doesn't get dirty, or leave it cleaner than what it is when you found it. Luckily, there's really not. This has been detailed by the dealerships, and I haven't really had a chance to get it dirty yet. So, just the outside, thanks to nice, lovely winter weather. Little test fit. Bam. So that's what it should be looking like when it's in there. So, nice height. Gives a nice clean look. It's nice and actually flush with all your other dash components. It almost looks like a vent, really. So what we need to do is we need to remove 6 screws. 2 on both sides, so that's 4, and then you got 2 in the middle here. And then it looks like there's even a... Oh no. Alright, there we go. Looks like that's threaded, but I'm not sure. I mean, there's nothing to attach that way, so here we go. That's what this tray looks like, which is the bottom tray. The little angle down spot right here, that's where our factory screws are going to go. All these other little holes, that's where the self-tappers would go, which would be over here. I'll show you. So that's a self-tapping hole, that's a self-tapping hole. These are where the top mount mounts to. So you have 2, 4, 6, and it's identical on both sides. So I'm gonna try to not use any self-tapping. Don't really want to, so you can see that sits in there nice. This is also that it's got that. I'm not sure if that's double-sided tape or foam, but I'm gonna use it as a noise cancellation. It sounds like I will get a little vibration that way, but I think that will be all cleared up once we get everything mounted down and secured. So those are the factory bolts. They are Phillips. They also have a you can use like a socket on there. Don't think we would need to, but I think the hardest part is because they're like, you're looking down at an angle and trying to also line this up in a hole. You don't want to try to cross thread. There we go. So what I found, the secret is, if you feel like it's not gonna go in easy, because this should just self-start, then turn it counterclockwise. It'll force the screw to push up because, you know, your threads are pushing back, and then it'll drop in. Once you feel that kind will sink, then you know that you're good to go the other direction clockwise, and you will not strip out any bolted screws. I wish I had learned that a long time ago, and I wouldn't have had any of the issues I've had in my past. The scary having to fix multiple problems because I stripped out a screw or broke a screw. Yeah, I've broken heads off screws. Oh my gosh, that was rough. All right, so seems like once you get the bottom plate in, this top plate, that's going to be our only problem we're going to have. So I feel like, yeah, if you push it down in the front, yeah, we'll start here in the middle, and I think that screw will hold it in, and then we can get a couple more in to line it up, and then we'll tighten them all down at once. All right, so, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's all good if you want to leave it like that. But if we want to mount, we gotta attach those little boogers. That's where I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this one. And then I will keep it uniformed and do it on the other side as well. And that way I have my phone mount here, I can have my action camera mount here, and then obviously all you have to do is undo some knobs, and you can switch the phone mount with this little action camera mount over here, so you can change it up. So I think the only thing is you need to figure out the placement of where you want this to be. I think that's going to be the hardest part. Alright, so enough babbling. We'll grab the other one. So that guy. And then pull this tray out. I'll get this done off camera. Take that back. There is also a rubber pad on the bottom of the mount. So that's nice. So they are thinking about vibrations and noise. Alright, so make sure you check all yours. Obviously this one's loose. But anyways, that's the look we're gonna get. So I need to, give me a second while I turn that one up. Alright, so now we got our lower mount in. We got it secure with the original equipment screws. Like I said, that seems like it's in there good. I mean, it's got plastic around it. The plastic's gonna break before that breaks. Now we got the top mount. We got our 2 mounting sockets here. You can obviously go on and buy more accessories from their website. From the Bulletpoint Mounting Solutions website. Like I said, I'll try to leave it down in the description. Now all we have to do is apply the 6 bolts. And hopefully you don't lose those. They're going to be Phillips. So start here in the middle and try to be easy because these are tiny and he probably gave you extras because you might drop it actually down in the vent, which we're trying not to do. And then I want one in this corner. Alright. So I'm gonna try to lift up on that while I get one of these started. Alright, so I finally got one started over here in this corner here. I had to lift it up and use my visual to try to get it in there. That's gonna be hard over here, isn't it? It's almost like this dashboard might be warped, or their product is, so it's a little more forward? I don't know. Definitely finding the there we go. So now that's bottom down. Does the rest now start easy? Not very easy. Alright. What about here in the middle? Yep, middle works, okay. Interesting. And of course, with the windshield being this close in the Jeep, it makes it not very easy. Oh, there we go. I got that one. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3. Tighten that up. See? This is why you want to be careful because you're really close to this windshield. This is what makes this job very lip biting. Nervousness, because all it takes is one little screw up and voila, either scratching, gouging, stabbing, or cracking something, and all those words. Those are not good words. Alright, so I got most of them in now. What I'm finding is I've got to angle the screw somehow till it catches, and then I can tighten it down. Yeah, this is not the easiest dashboard to put this on, but they do, from what I understand looking at their website, make it for other vehicles too. So there's our last one right here. So eeny, meeny, miny, mo, we will choose you. Yeah, right there. Alrighty. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Probably not. And as you can see, I'm not really putting down a lot of torque. See, that one started. So I guess once I got all the other ones, the last one will go in nicely. And I'm just giving them all a nice little twist. Make sure they are on their solid. See, the middle one there has a couple more turns I could do. That one turned just a tad. That one's good. And then we go back. Check these, make sure. Alright. And we are good. No crack on windshield. Now, the fun part. Installing the mounts. It's actually the easiest part. So we're gonna undo this knob here, which will spread this apart, and then it will go over the ball like so. Alright. Give me a second while I get this done. Alright, so now we got it over there. Just tighten this up. It's got a nut there, but the plastic, is that plastic? No, that's metal. The metal holds it there, so technically we are good. And obviously I want it this way. So let me just see. I can turn it more, but right there, get some movement. Boom. Turn it a tad bit more. That ain't moving. So that's one mount in. With this one, everything's the same size, which is nice. So we're gonna get this one done next. And I'll talk about what I've seen a lot of people do in their videos. I don't know if I really care to do it that way. Alright, so I'm gonna get that. Where do I want it? I want it there. Alright, that then will open up. Let me turn the camera so you guys can see. Yes, that's my little pine, little tree. We're gonna attach the phone mount. Just undo it just a tad bit so the ball falls into the socket. And I kind of like to give it a pinch until I get it tightened. Alright, now to the point where we can do our soft adjustments. Alright. And I think we're there. Oh yeah, that's not going anywhere. I mean, I can see now why that tool would come in handy, but let's go ahead and give this a try. Slides, yeah, I get just a tad bit of movement there. So, tighten down more. Oh yeah, that's not going nowhere now. Obviously, I can adjust that. Oh, let's see. That's perfect. Alright. Okay, so now we got this all mounted up. Let me show you what this looks like. So, there's the phone mounted. All nice and greatness. There's my tripod I was using. So as you can see, it's right in the middle of the dash. Can't really put your phone here. Mine's stuck out, and then every time I would put this in the park, it would hit the phone or my four-wheel drive, because that's literally 2 fingers worth. People say, oh, it's 3. Well, this one's already now in there, so. And that's how far my phone was sticking out. So, yeah. Or if you accelerated, took a turn hard, you know, your phone's bouncing against this. That's the only spot I could have. I'm lucky to have that because a lot of them have their axle locks for their back and rear. They have their off-road plus button. They have their accessory buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have that. I could install it, but so it holds my phone nicely. That's gonna be fun. So as you can see, that's what it looks like when it's all nice and okay. Out of the way, tree. Get out of the way, tree. That's what it looks like when it's all installed. So there's your action camera mount. We have still a tapped mounting hole there. Then we move to our phone mount. Give you the side view. Side view. So yeah, this looks pretty darn good. So that was the mounting of the Bulletproof mounting solutions. I like it a lot. It's really good quality metal. I love the rubber where it meets the phone, where it meets the dashboard pieces. I installed it with just the regular OE screws, and this thing's solid. So I guess it's a preference thing. If you want to put self-tapping screws and drill it into your dash, by all means go ahead. This isn't just for the Jeep. They do make specialty ones that do go for other vehicles, so feel free to go to the website, search for your vehicle, and pick yourself up one of these. So far, I'll give this a good test. So I'll come back, I'll leave a review on how I think this is holding up, what I still like, what I still don't like. So far, the only thing I don't like is the self-tapping screws into the dashboard. That, yeah. I don't know what's underneath that dashboard. I mean, they're short screws, but still. If this dashboard is that close to the window, I'm pretty sure, windshield, window. Yeah, I'm sure there's stuff under there that I don't want to mess with, especially when you've got your stereo here. You got your heating vents on both sides. So that's always a concerning issue. It also goes good with our hazard floor mats up here, so it blends nicely. I wish they did the metal in different colors so they could match different colored dashboards, so you're not having to rely on black. I have only seen black. The only colored pieces I've seen are the carbon fiber arms. But anyways, leave me a review. Let me know what you think you like about it, what you don't like, what you think could be done better. Just some feedback. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.